Yeah, started to watch this, and then I was like,
Like, listen, what do you mean? To this, Trump has y'all feeling the
shout out to the amazing Lucas. First of all, you know who this is?
No, but I'm pretty sure you brought him up before in conversations we had.
I may have. Shout out to him. What I respect a lot about him is that when I discovered him way back in the day, um, he was a Trump supporter. He was a black Trump supporter, and you know, even back then, I was like, lowest of the low. But he admittedly wasn't like that politically aware. And then when he got a whole bunch of backlash for being a black Trump supporter, he went on this journey of being expressly pro-black. And on the other side of that, he is now on the right side again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I wanted to see, man, where's? I'm gonna let the video play first while I marinate on what I was just thinking
a
about.
little too comfortable.
Because I was about to say something that
Oh
would have
my
sounded a
goodness.
little
So
crazy.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't anticipate Trump emboldening these races to this extent. And I know some of y'all will be like, listen, what do you mean to this extent? What do you mean Trump not emboldening these people? You should have known that. I hear you, I hear you. But one thing I've always made a distinction is online and in real life. Now, when it comes to online, I expected it, bro. I expected all hell to come loose, and especially with Elon and him sympathizing with the Nazis and the racists and more free speech and all that. I was expecting the worst of the worst, and sure enough, here we are. Okay, X is nothing more than a Nazi platform. Hence, why many advertisers left the platform, and he had to do his apology tour. But I don't have an issue with that per se, right? Because I can simply block or mute these individuals. Unfortunately, there's a dramatic increase, but it is what it is. What I'm not anticipating is these people to behave like that in real life. Okay.
Side note, I kind of find it a blessing that I never really got involved with Twitter. It's just like I was just like, that seems like a lot of
Lucky man.
effort. I was like, this seems like a lot of effort. Same thing with Instagram and social media as a whole. It's just like it seems like a whole lot of effort to keep people updated about what I'm doing. Cause and then like, who am I to want to post about what I'm doing? Cause keep it a whole bean. I don't give a fuck about what these niggas is doing. So why would I expect them to give a fuck about what I'm doing?
Fair.
And moreover, I always was of the opinion was like I kind of want to live in the moment and not live the moment through my phone so I can watch a replay of the moment later. Seems like I'm kind of robbing myself of the beauty of the moment, don't you think?
A little bit, yeah.
And maybe that's just me and my hyper analytical mind.
Okay, that's what I'm not, anticipating. I always, understood that they understood that hey, your behavior is an outlier in this country. That the majority of people in this country are going to be, looking at you with your Nazi, SS symbols and stuff like that, or your, White Lives Matter shirts and stuff like. Majority of people are going to be like, oh, that's awesome, that's cool. We're just going to let you be. That's not the case. And it seems that there are some racists out there that aren't under that impression because you have a
I get that like not everybody's a Nazi, and I understand like the breakdowns of the demographics of the last election and how many people didn't vote versus yada. I get the numbers, but it's still a whole lot of people that looked at Donald Trump and looked at Kamala Harris and was just like, "Nah, we'll do this again. Let's pretend like everything that happened 8 years ago didn't happen. How we're still feeling the effects of how he botched the fucking." Because it's like I don't. That's one thing I don't get about Republicans is like because I used to think they're like stupid. I'm like they're either stupid or they're evil, one of the two. Because it's like, how do y'all not understand causality? The reason there's inflation is because there was a pandemic that y'all decided you didn't want to think was real for the first 2 years of allowing the whole world to grind to a halt. When they was just like, yo, put your mask on so we can keep functioning and not everything has to stop. But y'all said, no, fuck you and that mask. I'm going to go out there, catch what would be a little cough for me, bring it home to my family, and now grandma's dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when everything really shut down and people was really starting to die at like numbers of like, okay, we can't stay open because all the workforce is dying, except for people that have to. Like we try to do this the nice way, but y'all said fuck it, so now we gotta force y'all to stay the fuck home. Right, like that's causality. That's only happening. The lockdowns only happen because y'all refuse to do your fucking civic duty as American citizens for the greater fucking protection of all of the rest of the populace. You could not be bothered to put a goddamn mask on. Showed your whole fucking ass rather than put the mask on. And it's like, excuse me. And it's like now that everything started to fall apart because y'all let too many people die, we started not being able to afford shit because the price of stuff shoots up because the people making the stuff can't go to work and make the stuff because they might fucking die because y'all won't put the goddamn mask on. So, what is the government's only option at that point? Flood the market with stimulus money. We kind of have to. We have no choice, or all of you dumb fucks are gonna die. But what happens when you flood the market with stimulus money? The private corporations price gouge. So inflation shoots up through the fucking roof. Never mind the fact that Russia invaded Ukraine, causing oil embargoes out the ass. So y'all, I know y'all like to pretend the price of gas was like is they really like to pretend the price of gas is like a lever underneath the Oval Office they can just up and down at will. Sounds retarded when you say it out loud, but that's really how like they engage with the concept. Moving on. Um, yeah, now we're still trying to deal with the downwind effects of price gouging from the corporations. Now that everything's back open and stuff is kind of flowing again, those same corporations, while simultaneously not wanting to bring down those prices, also don't want to raise the wages to offset the influx of inflation, to offset the inflation that was caused by these dumb fucks not doing what they were supposed to do. It's just like this downstream ball of shit that's just rolling downhill, gets bigger and bigger and bigger, rolls up all these groups of people, and when it finally hits the bottom and splashes over the greater white populace, now they're looking up the hill like, how could what could we have done to stop this? Well, how are we supposed to see to know this was going to happen? And then what they'll end up doing is blaming the last group of people that the ball of shit rolled through before it got to them. Like, why didn't y'all stop that ball of shit? Oh my god, man. You're always bringing the country down. And it's just like, y'all are either stupid or evil. Does all of what I said make sense?
It makes sense.
I know
I
I.
don't want to say I don't believe evil is like out there in the world. It 100% is, but I'm also the like. Nah, I was about to lie to myself because I was about to say I also believe people actively choose not to be evil, but also gave up on humanity when I had to look both ways at a roundabout. So you're laughing. I'm so serious. The
No,
amount of
I know
times I
you
have to
are.
look both ways at a roundabout is insane.
It's sad because I know you are, but remember the whole NPC theory. Some of these niggas not real. Oh, that's a good.
Yeah, that got to
That's a
ring
good
some
side.
truth.
That's a good side video. But I want to get through this guy first. But yeah, what was you saying?
No, I was just saying, like, you said the options are you're either evil or stupid. There's a part of me that strongly wants to just believe they're just stupid, but then, like I said, I go back to the roundabout thing, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know, man. There's some folks out here, like, there is evil out in the world. Like, as a nigga that watched a lot of true crime shit,
Mm-hmm.
there is a lot of evil in the world.
Some sick motherfuckers out there.
But then it's like the stuff we're talking about is like there's a part of me that just wants to believe they're just dumb.
I want to believe they're dumb too, but it's like y'all are Forrest Gumping your way into all the decisions an evil person would make.
Dang, why you gotta do Forrest Gump like that?
I'm just saying, Forrest Gump dumb lucked his way through being a celebrity in life.
Never seen the movie, so I'll believe
What?
you. Only thing I know is something about a box of chocolates and I love you, Jenny. Why don't you love me?
Because Jenny
Only
was a
two things I know about Forrest Gump.
because Jenny was a crack whore.
See, didn't even know that. Like I
And
said, never seen the movie.
and Forrest was special
Those are
needs.
just the two phrases that people always recite whenever they're like, "You ain't see Forrest Gump."
And then the other
It's like,
one.
no. Now I've seen me, myself, and Irene. That was a hilarious movie.
Oh my god. No, Forrest Gump is a great American classic. It's such a it's an interesting movie. You should definitely watch it.
I'm probably not, but I'll say okay.
No, like this special needs boy just like special needs his way through being like one of the greatest humans of all time. Like just being
Okay.
like, okay, I'll try, and just being great at everything he tried. He was a high school football star, a Medal of Honor recipient soldier, um, uh, an Olympic level ping pong player, a small business owner, which turned into a large business owner, and then multimillionaire, and then an international, not a national inspiration, and the in that universe, the inspiration behind the smiley face, like in the lore of the Forrest Gump, he was the one that made this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He just like dumb lucks his way through being that nigga. Well, there's one funny scene from Forrest Gump. um, that always tickles my fancy now that I've been in the army. This scene is fucking hilarious. Does it really be like
What you
that?
do is you just drag your nets along
That's
the mud.
Bubba.
On a good day, you can catch over 100 pounds.
He's also special needs, so that's why they like watch each other's back, be each other's friends and stuff.
Of shrimp.
Okay.
Everything goes all right. 2 men shrimp in 10 hours. That's what you spend on gas. You can...
Done, drill sergeant? Go!
Go!
Why did you put that weapon together so quickly, Gump?
You told me to, drill sergeant.
Jesus H. Christ. This is a new company record. If it wouldn't be a waste of such a damn fine enlisted man, I'd recommend you for OCS, Private Gump. You are going to be a general someday, Gump. Now, disassemble your weapon and continue.
He's just the highest
Anyway, like
speed
I was
soldier.
saying, shrimp is the food of the sea.
He does exactly
both-
what he's told so well. He's just so high speed. Wait.
Go! What's
Go!
your sole purpose in this army?
To do whatever you tell me, drill sergeant.
God damn it, Gump! You're a goddamn genius. That's the most outstanding answer I've ever heard. You must have a goddamn IQ of 160.
Yes. Yes. Do whatever you tell me, drill sergeant. God damn it. That's perfect. That is awesome. That is such a absolutely perfect army answer. Like you could not get any more perfect of an answer. Oh my god. That scene is so those scenes are so funny. But anyway, what were we talking about? This guy.
Yeah.
concert that took place in Vegas, Las Vegas of all places, a rock concert, and you have this man
Damn,
who's
that,
wearing
that
a
dude
Nazi
went up there and
shirt.
killed all them
And
people.
it's not
all them
me who's
years
saying,
ago. That
oh,
was
it's a
fucked up.
Nazi shirt. No, he got the whole SS symbols and everything, okay? And
Nah,
sure enough,
Jump
he was
this
welcomed by,
fool.
I'll say, a Captain
Fuck
America
his rights.
welcoming, okay? How Captain America welcomes Nazis. And you all know how that goes down. I think what should happen to actual Nazis is far worse than what happened and was depicted in this video. Just so we're clear, I have to deal with
Nah, I'll say it. Stomp this fool the fuck out. Jump him. We don't fuck with Nazis. And besides, you can't get mad at American citizens for enacting mob justice on out and about Nazis when the Trump administration has boldly proclaimed that the rule of law is kind of bullshit. So, who really gives a fuck at this point? The rules only matter if you decide to play by them. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I mean, that's all I'm saying. The rules only matter if you decide to play by them.
Okay.
careful due to YouTube guidelines, but I think we all know
Back to the
what should
homie
happen,
Amazing
to
Lucas
Nazis. They
again.
should go
Shout
straight
out
to
to
hell.
you.
That's why any and every
Look,
son bitch
I
we find
really
wearing a
love
Nazi
what you're
uniform,
doing now.
they're gonna die.
Say it again. Say it again. Ew. Say it
What should
again.
happen to Nazis? They should go straight to hell.
That's why any and every son bitch we find wearing a Nazi uniform, they're gonna die.
With that,
I think this is a serious case that needs to be analyzed and really needs to be cause concern for many people, because under this administration with the DOJ and everything, there's not going to be any investigation into any white supremacist terrorist organizations, even though that's what they said was the biggest domestic terror threat, and we can see that even till today. So that means it is now up to us to let them know that they're not welcome in the country. The fact that this man was so bold and had the audacity to wear this shirt in public, that's problematic. Okay, that's a serious problem, because the last thing we need is a whole incel population to start, rioting and protesting and going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs in the streets. Now,
'cause they do
you
mass.
think I'm joking?
When they start wilding out, they do mass shootings and shit. They can't just be normal and have a bar fight. They gotta show up with an AR and unalive a bunch of people's kids. You are so intellectually lazy that you can't argue and articulate argue and articulate your point well enough to have an adult conversation with the other adults in the room, you have to resort back to caveman logic. And those will be the same niggas that be like, "Oh, we're animals at our core at the end of the day." Blah 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, we are animals, but the thing that makes us different or special, if you'll indulge me, um, is our ability to critically think. Our capacity to understand far outweighs our closest animal relative. We're just built different. So for people who try to fall back on our basic primal instincts as an excuse, fuck you. Go live in the woods. If you don't want to learn how to people, go be an animal. But stop being our problem. You know what I mean?
What you can picture this is January 6th, but with like incels who believe that they're Nazis or
I'm not even gonna get started on January
who
6th.
profess to be Nazis. That's what you don't want. Now, I don't think any of us want that. So there needs to be a strong retaliation for people like this who walk out in public to let them know that, hey, the rest of us don't co-sign this foolishness. Don't co-sign your hate, your bigotry, your racism. But that should be immediate. And what happened at this concert is exactly what needs to happen constantly, consistently throughout this administration. Because if it doesn't, these people are going to get comfortable, bro. And if you want, another Holocaust, if you want slavery to come back, if you want all the wicked behavior of this lineage of evil to be at the forefront and to be normalized, well, by us doing nothing and just saying, it is what it is, free speech, that's how that happens. And rest assured, there were people like that making those same arguments, talking about, typical libtard violence before having a conversation. We don't have conversations with Nazis. I don't know what to tell you. It reminds me of
we don't
there's a
negotiate
meme with Captain America punching.
We don't negotiate with fucking Nazis. Have some fucking principles about you.